Have you heard of the High Elves? In my opinion, Skyrim is better than Oblivion. And honestly, I'm tired of everyone acting like, or at least some purists acting like, Oblivion is a million times better than Skyrim, because let's be honest, it's not. Maybe you think it is, and that's fine, and actually then, that's your opinion. Maybe there's things you like about Oblivion that Skyrim doesn't have, but I'm going to tell you my opinion. I have both games here. I have both games in my hands right now. Okay, the thing I'll give to Oblivion that I really love, a little bit over Skyrim, is the world. And by that I mean the atmosphere of the world, in terms of it's way more lush and green and foresty, and it's just a bit more what I enjoy in a world. But that being said, Skyrim has its own beauty as well in its world. But let's talk about what's not so great in Oblivion that I think Skyrim did a lot better, and that I think people say Oblivion does better, but it's a bunch of bullshit. If you ask me. First thing is the way you spec into things. I know it's a bit of a meme, but the whole acrobatics thing, jump, acrobatics level 50, acrobatics level 60. I mean, I get it's a meme, but I think Skyrim taking that sort of stuff out of the game was one of the best choices they ever did. That was just a dumb mechanic, and it made me laugh the couple times I did it, but after a while I got like, okay, I don't want to keep seeing this. This is really stupid now. On that same point, I hate how Oblivion kind of makes it like you can almost do everything. Now I know that's the same case in Skyrim, but let me put it this way. For example, in Oblivion, you can have a sword in your hand and cast a spell with the sword in your hand. In my opinion, that just makes the gameplay a little too easy. It's like I want to be able to spec into something. If I want to be a spell sword, I want to have to sacrifice one hand to have a spell in it, right? I don't want to be able to be holding a sword and cast the spell anyway. I need to be able to have that sacrifice for, gameplay wise. I think that is so much better, because it means that I can't just have everything I want with no consequences. I'm not saying Oblivion doesn't have aspects of that, of course it does. But for example, in the case of a spell sword, which is what I like to play, there's almost no consequences to doing that. It's just overpowered. It's a little crazy. At least in Skyrim, I have to hold like the sword and the spell in different hands. I think it's a much better way to do it. And the other thing is that all the weapons feel the bloody same in Oblivion. It literally feels like Fallout melee combat, as opposed to a game that's more focused around melee combat. It feels like something they threw in, even though it's the main focus of the game's combat system. It's like I have a heavy axe, right? I have a two-handed battle axe. In Oblivion, I'm doing this. Ooh. I have a one-handed sword. In Oblivion, I'm doing this. Ooh. At the same speed, right? It just feels off. It feels wrong to me, and it just makes everything feel too samey. This is the thing that I find very hypocritical. There's a lot of people who love Oblivion to death. I do love Oblivion, but
please help me.
Is that they say that the combat in Skyrim is too simplistic. Everything looks the same. Did you play Oblivion? No, in Oblivion, everything looks way more the same and feels way more the same. At least in Skyrim, everything has a different feeling to its weight. At least I feel different when I'm using a one-handed sword as opposed to a double-handed battle axe in Skyrim, okay? The unbearable dialogue. It was funny the first couple times, but literally it's like, press X to talk. Have you heard of the High Elves? Every single time it's like, whoop, hello? It kind of broke the game for me at a certain point. It stopped being funny and just started being annoying.
Come on! Run while there's still time! Everyone is smoking!
And their faces are just horrible. I can't. There came a point where I just couldn't look at them anymore. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind bad graphics, but this wasn't bad graphics. The faces were just derpy. At least the faces in Skyrim I can kind of take seriously, right? And also on top of that, I did give Oblivion points for the world. But let's be honest, Skyrim's world is far more expansive. There's far more to do. There's a lot more quests to complete in Skyrim. Oblivion, not so much. Oblivion, the world's very good, of course, but I don't know, I feel like I could just spend so much more time in Skyrim. There's so much more to do, so much more overall beauty in Skyrim, well, I prefer the overall landscape of Oblivion, well, of the, not Oblivion, because Oblivion's the, you know what I mean, the game. Skyrim is still more expansive in its world, making it more interesting to be within. Skyrim, in my opinion, is just almost in every way better than Oblivion. There are some ways in which Oblivion is better, but they're so minuscule that it honestly doesn't matter to me. The one way that I think Oblivion is better is the armor system, but I mean, The armor system in Skyrim's fine. It's not like it's bad or anything, you know what I mean? It's like, it's fine, it's honestly okay. I don't understand. I don't get why this game is held up as so much better than Skyrim, because let's be honest, it is an amazing game, but it is held up to way too high of a pedestal. I feel I'm gonna get so much hate for this video, but I don't know, man. If you had to ask me which one I wanted to play for the rest of my life, which one would keep me the most entertained for the most amount of time, I'm gonna pick Skyrim every time. Every time. Skyrim pushed the envelope for Bethesda games. If you disagree with that, that's fine, but that's what I think. I played Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and I played Oblivion, and they were all great fun, but then you get to Skyrim, and it just felt like they did something completely, they just changed stuff in such an amazing way. It just felt, I don't know, felt like an evolution. And then obviously we get to Fallout 4, and Bethesda, stop! Stop now! My boy Skyrim is amazing, okay? Don't you even... Skyrim was the game that got so many of my friends into gaming who didn't even game before Skyrim came out. Let that sink into your head. Anyway, guys, that's been my video for the day. Hope you enjoyed it. If you disagree, it's totally fine. Let me know in the comments. But this was just my thoughts. Twitch link down below, Discord link down below, and Twitter link down below. And until next time, this has been Randy.